Hello, my name is Carlos Sotomayor, and I am going to be talking about course registration for the Automotive Technology Program. I'm the Academic Success Counselor in Applied Technology. Programs that we offer in the Automotive Technology Program, we have the Certificate in Automotive Mechanics. We have the Associate of Applied Science degree in Automotive Technology. And those are the two pathways that this program offers. The Associate of Applied Science degree, which is 67 credits or 22 classes. The certificate, which is 21 credits or 7 classes. There's a link provided here for you, so you could look at the requirements at pima.edu. So let's talk about what makes you an automotive student. You're probably here because you're interested in fixing things. For example, repairing a car. You have great deductive reasoning skills, meaning that you could figure out what's going on with something. Critical thinking, which is very important. It allows you to think step by step on complex issues. You know how to problem solve. Active listening. As a mechanic, you're going to hear people say, I hear this sound, I hear this noise, my car does this or that. And you probably like working with your hands. Okay, those would be your skills and abilities. Task, you like operating vehicles, mechanized devices or equipment. You like making decisions and solving problems, repairing and maintaining mechanical equipment like a car. So I will be your advisor. There's my name. Sometimes it's hard to pronounce it. In Spanish, it's Carlos de Sotomayor. In English, it's Carlos Sotomayor. And I am the Academic Success Counselor. There's my email, csotomayor@pima.edu. We have available for you the advising syllabus so that you can connect and stay informed and meet regularly with your advisor and explore programs. Kind of like what you're doing now, you're exploring. Continue. We want you to continue and be successful in the program, and actually in whatever program you decide to follow here at Pima. We want you to take responsibility for your education. What that means really is understanding and learning what resources are available to you. So for example, within my Pima, you could look up your degree requirements, and you could also see which classes you've completed, which classes you still need. And that's knowing college resources. Apply for special admission programs. There are programs here at the college that require a separate admissions. Here's a great example, nursing. Okay. We want you to complete your program. We want you to be successful and earn either your certificate or a degree. And yes, I said earn because after you put in all that hard work, you're going to realize that you earned it, all that time and money and effort that you put into it. And these are different resources that are available to you. We'll look at some of these right now in this presentation. Important resources. Remember I told you about my degree plan? Here it is. Okay. It's critically important that you activate your MyPima because everything happens here. You have your home on this black menu bar. You have your home, new students and students. This is for me here, the employees. Libraries is for you, your courses, and your community and your email. All right. one of the three most important parts that you'll be using in MyPima will be under students, and the three will be academics, register and pay, and financial aid, right? Financial aid is very important to a lot of people. So it's important that you learn how to use MyPima, and just in a little bit, we'll see more about that. So let's talk about just the automotive requirements, the degree requirements, and the certificate requirements, okay? Let's look at here the automotive mechanic certificate. These are the 7 classes that you need: Automotive 100, 101, 105, 120, 128, 139, and 140. So each of these classes is 3 credits. So if you look at 7 times 3, you'll get your 21 credits, 7 classes, no requirements for these classes. You can begin these whenever you like. You don't have to take assessments. You don't need to do your reading, writing, and math assessments to take any of these classes. And we highly recommend that you start with 100, 101, 105, and 120. And then the following semester, take your other 3, and we'll look at that. These are the requirements for the Automotive Technology Program, the actual degree, the Associate of Applied Science. You have all of these automotive classes that you have to take. And yes, there is an order that I'll show you in just a little bit on what order you should be taking these classes. Remember, all of these classes are 3 credits. Here are your career and technical education, general education classes, which is here, okay? So all associates of applied science degrees at Pima have general education attached to them. And the philosophy behind general education, each school has their own philosophy. And Pima College philosophy is that we want you to leave here knowing how to write GTW 101, knowing some math, critical thinking, GTM 105. We want you to have communication skills. That's communications 120, business and professional communications. We want you to have a historical review, history 101, which is Western civilization, critical thinking, philosophy 101. And in your first semester, one of the other classes that you'll take along with automotive classes will be your ST 100, which is a student success class. And in this class, you'll learn different things that you need to know as far as when you're a brand new student, like note taking, test taking, time management. Very important for you to know as a student, because remember, as a student, you're taking in or you're taking on more responsibilities in your life. Perhaps you work, you have a family, and now you're going to add something more in your schedule, in your life, right? So for the Automotive Tech Associate of Applied Science degree, you do have to take Technical Writing 101. You must first take the writing assessment. You have to get a 3 or 4 score is required. But if you're right out of high school within the last 2 years, you can also use your high school transcripts if your GPA is 3.0 or higher, like I said, within the last 2 years. GTM 105, that's the math, the technical math. So you have to take the math assessment. You have to score a 230 or above, okay? You can also use your high school transcripts if your GPA is 3.0 or higher within the last 2 years. And this is for the general education requirements within the Automotive Technology Associate of Applied Science, right? The actual automotive classes do not have any requirements or prerequisites. However, there is a recommendation, like which classes you should take first, and then your first semester second. We'll look at those. Communication 120 has no requirements or prerequisites. History 101, no requirements or prerequisites. Philosophy 101, no requirements or prerequisites. However, I highly recommend that you take technical writing before the class above or the classes above that you plan to sign into. Why? Because history, philosophy, communications, you're going to be required to write. Technical writing is going to teach you how to write an essay properly. Okay. STU 100 has no requirements. Let's look at the Automotive Tech Program, the Automotive Mechanic Certificate. Here it is. Look at first semester. Automotive 100, 101, 105, and 120. Those of you who are doing this, you'll have 4 classes in the first semester, 3 in the second. Whether you begin in the fall here or spring and continue on in the fall or spring of the following semester. Hey, you could take a picture of this if you'd like. Okay, let's move on and look at the degree course sequence. Well, here it is. It's pretty small, but you could see it here. Your first semester for the degree. We highly recommend Automotive 100, 101, 105, General Ed. Here's where I recommend GTW 101, and then your Student Success class. So those would be your first, this would be your first semester, 13 credits, or you could look at it as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 classes. Here's your second semester recommendation with your math. Third semester here, couple of classes with history. This might be the summer here for starting in the fall. This is a good time to take a picture of this as well. Your fourth semester here, engine removal and install, 122, automotive 124, automotive 129, and then your communications course. Here's your fifth semester with these classes here, automotive 126, 132, 133, 136, and your philosophy 101. And then the following summer, you would take these last 2 classes. And here's something that I recommend, that if you're going to take, if you want to finish the degree in automotive technology, don't wait to take the gen eds at the end, because you might finish up all your automotive classes and then all you need is your math or your writing or one of those classes, and you might have to end up taking that alone by itself. And also there's some students who wait to take the assessment towards the end, and then they don't score high enough to get into those classes. So now you have to start in the class before. We call it a prerequisite to get into the class that you really need, that's required in the degree. You don't want to do that. You want to be able to get through this the way it's listed here, okay? I'll give you another chance to take a picture. I'll get a drink of water. Let's continue on. So let's talk about prerequisite versus co-requisite. A prerequisite is a class or a course that you have to take before another class. Here's an example. So let's say you take your math assessment, you don't get the score, you'll probably have to take ICS 081 to get into Technical Math 105, because ICS 081 is the prerequisite or GTM 105. And it just so happens that the Automotive Tech program doesn't have co-requisites. Well, it might have co-requisites in your third and fourth semesters. However, the recommended course sequence that we looked at before, that's probably what you should be following this here. And you won't have to worry about co-requisites if you do it this way. Let's continue. So we talked about prerequisites and co-requisites. Let's talk about class registration and how to read your class schedule. And for that, you'll probably want to head to pima.edu. And let's look at it here. And you'll want to head here, pima.edu, scroll down, and there it is. Look at schedule of classes right there. Talk to an advisor right here. And then the updates of the current pandemic, okay? So schedule of classes, you'll click there. And this is what you're going to see. Number one, the most important number is the CRN. In this particular case, we're looking at Writing 101, English Comp 1. You could use your imagination and think of this as GTW 101. The CRN, or the course reference number, is 11377. Definitely write down that number. It's very important. That number tells the registration system what class it is, the days it meets, the length of the class, the time, and all of this other information that's here. If you get one digit wrong, you might be thinking that you're signing up for Writing 101, but you might end up in Sociology 101 just because you got one digit off. You don't want to do that, right? So meeting times right here, Tuesday, Thursdays, this starts in August, ends in December. Here are the class times. Modalities, you'll see this word everywhere. And what that means is how the class is offered, either virtual, online, or hybrid. Let's talk about virtual. Number one, virtual. So let's say that this class that we're looking at here in the example is Tuesday, Thursdays, 8:15 to 9:30, starts in August, ends in December. Virtual means that you're going to do this class online, either Google Meets or Zoom, Google Classroom, depending on your instructor. And you'll get all that information once you register for the class. So virtual means that you do have to be there on Tuesday, Thursdays at 8:15 to 9:30, but you'll be doing it probably from home on a computer. Online, let's talk about online. Online, what that means is that you sign up for the class, you'll have an instructor, and it's going to be 100% online. You don't have to attend virtual class or in-person class. Online, I recommend for someone who has college experience, and maybe not for a brand new student, unless you did online in high school and you understand online. One thing about online is you do have to participate, and you'll follow your syllabus and your instructor's instructions, what they tell you and how to do that class. Hybrid could mean that one day you're in person, the other day is online, or one day it's online, the other day is virtual, or one day it's in person, the other day is virtual. It just means a combo, a combination, a combo. Okay, the status of the class is important here. Number 4, if it's open, you could register. If it's closed, you can't. Seats available, it's going to tell you here, no one has signed up for this class. There's 22 of 22 seats available. If you had, let's say, 5 people here, then this would read something like 17 of 22 available. The instructor's name, the book. If approval is needed, it's going to be here under number 6. For this particular, none is required. However, since it is an English 101 class, you probably have to take the assessment before you take this class, or do your high school transcripts. And here's the technical name that we use at Pima for that. When you use your high school transcripts, we call it multiple measures. So if you see those words anywhere on our website, that means that you are using your high school transcripts to overwrite the assessments. And we talked about prerequisite, co-requisite. So when I took the assessment test, I scored in the writing 90 and not 101. So I had to take writing 90, which is the prerequisite to writing 101. Okay, let's move on. How to register. So what's going to happen is that everything, like I told you before, is in your account in My Pima. Very important. And remember, I said that the 3 most important parts would be under students. It would be academics, register and pay, and financial aid. Well, in register and pay, when you click there, you'll see a box that says register for classes. And what you want to do is go down to the 3rd link or the 3rd bullet and click on register for classes here. When you click that, you're going to see this. Look at the little calendar and register for classes. Let's move on. We'll watch this here on how to register to continue. And in this case, for automotive classes, we might not use the automotive classes as the example, but you do it the same way. So let's watch this here. All right, so we got to see that. It's not that difficult once you give it a try. Plus, that was a more pleasant voice than mine, for sure. Let's move on. After you register, okay, so when you register, just because you registered and you followed the example, you always want to go back and search your schedule. Look at that, academics here. So everything is in your MyPima account. Remember that. So you're going to MyPima, students and academics, and you'll see your schedule there. It's going to say my schedule. If you don't see it, what you do is look at that little refresh icon, the circle, the arrow on the bottom right-hand side, click it, it refreshes it, and now your classes will show up there. And under academics, you'll see your schedule, you'll see your book, the books that you need, okay? I highly recommend that you explore your account in MyPima. I don't think you could break anything or mess anything up. What you can do though is you could register for classes, and now you're registered. And you can also drop them and withdraw, just like you saw in the video. So let's continue here under MyPima students, this time financial aid. That's where you look at your financial aid. If you're using veterans benefits, MyPima students veteran, which is a very important one. I said there were 3, now there's 4. I changed my mind. If you're paying out of pocket, you'll have to go to MyPima students, register and pay, click on my account manager. All right, really important. And you set it up, shouldn't be that difficult. You'll look on the top on the menu and say payment plan. It reads payment plans up there. You'll click that. And always check your MyPima email for important information. The college, Pima College, we only communicate with you through your email unless we call you. You know, you send us an email, say, hey, can you call me or something like that. Financial aid will send you messages. And we're only allowed to use your Pima College email, okay? Pima College uses Gmail, so you want to activate that by clicking on the envelope icon at the top in your MyPima. And then once your email opens, you click on one of your emails, and that should activate the Gmail screen. There's a lot of videos, tutorials that you can find at the PCC website. PCC TV, I think, is the YouTube channel. And you can also use a link, Navigating Digital Spaces. This is super important, you guys. Important. Make sure to check your drop and withdrawal deadlines. All right. Really important. This is a way I describe the difference between drop and withdrawal. When you drop a class, it's like you never took it. It doesn't show up on your transcript. If you paid for it, you get your money back. If financial aid pays for it, then what they do is they'll change your financial aid. Withdrawal, right? So when you withdraw, you get a neutral grade of W. And that's a grade. You're issued a W grade. You don't get your money back if you paid for it. The refund deadline has passed for that. And you might owe financial aid some money back, or there probably will be a penalty with financial aid. And the way you look it up is that at pima.edu, you look at the academic calendar. Okay, and you could find the class schedule in your MyPima. Academic calendar at pima.edu is on the top gray menu bar. And it says calendar. Once you click on calendar there, what you want to do is click on important dates, key dates and deadlines by semester. You'll see the link. And you know that you're heading in the right direction because you'll see a picture of people finishing a dance. All right, let's continue. Important reminders, responsibilities. You as a student have responsibilities. Don't always rely on an advisor, counselor, or someone that you know at Pima to give you information, because sometimes we don't remember. We're overloaded on information as advisors, and we want to make sure that that you know what's happening. Where is it at? In my Pima, explore it. You'll find programs, college programs, deadlines. You know how to look that up on the calendar, the gray menu bar next to the little icon where it says My Pima. Click on calendar and then click on key dates and deadlines by semester. Clarify your personal values and goals. What is it that you want to do? Not what your advisor or someone else wants to do. What is it that you want to do? Keep personal record of your progress. My degree plan will keep record of the classes and your grades. Make sure that if you do come to an advising appointment, and we want you to, make sure you have questions and materials to discuss. Many times I'll get students that ask me, what classes should I take? My first question is, for what? What do you want to do? Come prepared, some details, think about what it is that you want to do later on in life, enroll in courses that you and your advisor have talked about in your My Degree plan. You have to accept responsibility for academic planning decisions, all right? It's your responsibility to plan. Yeah, we're here and we'll give you advice, but you have to plan this out, okay? And remember, it's your time and your money. Here's our responsibilities down here. We want to make sure that we provide proper support so that you successfully complete your goals at Pima to graduate. We want to make sure that we're communicating the curriculum, the requirements, deadlines, policies, and procedures. Remember, all of that you can find too in my Pima or at pima.edu. We want to make sure that you have a plan where you're going to be successful that aligns with your academic interest and abilities and your personal life, right? Maybe you're working full time and you have a family. That's where I recommend 1 or 2 classes to get going. Guided decision making to help you create an educational plan that fulfills your academic plan, right? We all have different goals and plans: academic, personal, financial, spiritual, and you could probably name more. Provide information and strategies for using college resources and services. And this video is one of those. Hopefully this is helping you to maneuver and learn what resources Pima has for you. Support your academic success by providing you with accurate and timely information and guidance. Don't wait till the last minute to sign up for classes, though, and expect that we'll be able to help you right away if we have appointments or other students waiting. In that calendar, remember at pima.edu on the gray menu bar, on that calendar, when you click there and you go to key dates and deadlines, let me give you an example for fall 2021. If you read through all of that, you'll see that registration began for this fall 2021. It began way back in April. You could have signed up for your classes in April and made sure that you have the schedule that your favorite schedule. And here's the last bullet: be a responsive listener and provide encouragement during challenging times. I'm a pretty good listener. I'll sit here and listen to you, and then we'll put a plan together. But that's our responsibility. Okay, let's move on. After you register, remember to check your My Pima and your academics. make sure that you check that. So let's talk about PimaConnect. You're going to find that in your My Pima Students Academic tab. Look for a little box or tile that says PimaConnect. So you are assigned an advisor here at Pima Community College. If you're in the automotive program, it's probably me. It's with Carlos. And if you go in there, you're going to see a calendar, and you'll see where it says sign in. You can click there, and that means that you just made an appointment with me. All right. Here, let's watch this and learn more. All right, interesting video, but that's how you make your appointment in Pima Connections. And by the way, when they said, hey, Aztecs, that's our mascot. So once you're a Pima student, you become an Aztec. If you transfer on to the University of Arizona, you become a Wildcat. So your next steps to graduation, we're here to support you. We're here to make sure that you're successful. And that's our job. That's what we went to school for, was to help you. If you have any questions, you saw my email, csotomayor@pima.edu. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.